This is hopefully a way to be transparent. I just soon not have the cameras in here, but hey, seems a little unavoidable at this point. A little late for that. Yeah. Out of college, came here and was a purchasing manager. First job, I bought office supplies, toilet paper. And somewhere along the way, it clicked, and I realized what a great company this was, how well positioned they were relative to everybody else in the space. That it was indeed a growth company, and so I jumped in with both feet. Clearly what I know the least about is probably the most fundamental part, which is actually the driving, the picking loads up, delivering loads.
Dave, have you ever done a ride-along? And he said no, and he kind of regretfully said I should have done it a long time ago, but the day has arrived, and I feel it a high honor that they chose me to take our CEO. I mean, there's a lot of competent, able drivers in this company that could have done that, and to them, you know, I hope that they can live vicariously through this YouTube video a little bit and share that experience. It's like sticking a pacifier in my mouth.
That's pretty funny. I love coordinating, working with people, finding people much smarter than me to go tackle complex problems that we have. But I think the day has come for me to really begin to learn and learn what really happens here.
So what's left of the trailer registration?
He's a great guy, isn't he?
He is. Gosh. Very nice guy.
Oh, he's so thorough. We just did the most thorough pre-trip inspection, I think, in the history of trucking.
I am so looking forward to enlightening him on what happens and what goes on in LA in an 18-wheeler on a Friday. Good to see you again.
Hey, you ready for this?
I'm ready. I am ready.
I'm looking forward to this. You can go easy on me?
No.
I was afraid of that.
No. Hook it up to that line right there. The CEO of Night Transportation is sweeping out the back of my trailer. If this doesn't win your respect, nothing will.
It would be kind of fun for every driver manager to spend a day or two in the shoes of the driving associate and vice versa. I think industry-wide there's a fundamental problem, and it's the level of engagement between professional driving associates and the companies that they work with or work for isn't where it could be or should be when you look at just typical turnover. It's for a guy who isn't on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, don't have my own YouTube channel. I'm not even on Instagram like my wife and daughters. For me, this is really getting out there. Good day's work there. I've never slept a night in one of our trucks before. Being 6'4", I'm looking forward to a night in the fetal position. We'll see how I unravel in the morning, so good night.
Thank you.
Have you been in this truck for a long time?
You know, I've been really enjoying somewhat of a semi-casual status.
Have you?
Yeah, and I've been trying to work truck share situations up where I can find somebody that, you know, a non-smoker that maybe I can run the truck for 2 weeks and then he can take over for 2 weeks and stuff.
Yeah.
Then we're home like for 1 or 2 weeks.
Oh, that's great.
And, you know, I'm at the point in my life where I can do that.
Yeah.
And enjoy Rocky's children, who happen to be my grandchildren.
That's so cool.
And that is awesome. You know, Night Transportation always considered my time with my family and did whatever they could on the, you know, to get me home for my weekend visitations, because, you know, me and my first wife divorced, and so I had visitation every other weekend. So I would work, you know, drive hard, try to get my miles during that time, and then come heck or high water, you know, Night really did an outstanding job of getting me home for my visitations.
That's great.
And that's one of the reasons, you know, I have stayed with them for so long, because I could tell that, you know, it's not easy logistically to, you know, get a guy where he wants to be when he wants to be there.
Right.
But I really appreciate all the effort that Night did during those visitation years. Hey, there's Frenchie. You know, he's a Squire trainer, right?
Been here a long time.
He's been here a long time.
Yeah.
And they call him Frenchie because he's fluent in French. Okay, so come over here, put on duty. I'll type in pre-trip inspection. Hit my electronic vehicle inspection report icon. I'll bring up my checklist. Start inspection. Hinges, reflectors, handles. We need to turn the lights on and do a quick walk around. Reflectors down here. These things can get rusty and become ineffective down here.
Yeah.
Make sure they're all mounted properly. License plate light, bumpers, etc., etc.
Good.
Let's make sure we got the trailer registration. It'll either be found in that tube or up here. Trailer registration. That's what's left of the trailer registration.
Okay. Well, is that enough?
No.
Who ate the other half?
I don't know. Is the other half in there? Can you think of it?
Looks like it is.
Okay, well, we got the other half.
No?
No. Well, we need to get one of these.
And if you haven't worked up a sweat doing your pre-trip in Arizona, you just haven't done a proper pre-trip.
Did you have it done? Yeah.
A lot of drivers will find a issue with the trailer and then wonder, well, why didn't the last driver take care of this issue?
Right.
My attitude is, the issue ends with me. I'm not going to blame the other guy. Who knows why or for what reason. I mean, if there's an issue, I'll fix it.
You can curse the darkness or just light a candle, huh?
That's right. So we'll see if we got my parking space here. You want to run in and...
I'll take care of it. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you. Coming straight to the man. I need some help.
Okay.
I don't know who to go to.
Okay.
I'm about half, maybe 2/3 of a trailer permit short of a trailer permit. What's the best way to get a
Driver manager.
Who's the driver manager? How's it going? I don't think I did. Say hi. I am. Even more excited if we'd been on the road like an hour ago. Alan Reeder, 66918. Chad, hi. I'm Dave Jackson. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Welcome to the trailer files.
Correct.
66918.
Yeah.
So Chad, this is the fun part. What you do, leave that file sticking out,
Okay.
and then you go make a copy. Like that. And then give that one to Dave, so
Okay.
he can take it with him and they can leave it with the trailer.
All right.
Okay?
Perfect.
Thanks for your help, Mike. You got great filing skills. There's a copy machine right here. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Let's try it. There's one right there.
Been here, been through these many a times. Many a times.
Wouldn't it seems like scanning and being able to just pull it up would be really simple and hit print.
We have a couple ways to do that. It just depends on if the driver has it on their, can get emails on their phone.
And then they go, okay.
Yeah, we just have the files, so I just always come and find it, print it off real quick and send it. Because typically when we find it, we fax it over to a truck stop and
Yeah.
then the driver gets it that way.
That way, yeah. Okay.
You guys need anything else?
Chad, thank you for your help.
No
I'm going to be
problem.
with Alan. I'm trying not to slow him down too much, but
I have confidence.
Okay.
It's been good, so.
he's a great guy, isn't
He
he?
is. Personality. Very nice guy.
Oh, he's so thorough. We just did the most thorough pre-trip inspection, I think, in the history of trucking. So. What's that?
Better than Kevin's?
It's close. I think it's better, though. Thank you. Thanks, Mike. Have a good day. I walked in there and Chad, it was the first time Chad, I think, had ever had to deal with that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he wasn't sure what to do. So Mike East helped us out.
I've been considered as an expert witness in commercial vehicle related crime.
Really?
Yeah. And I was talking to the attorney and was telling him about, common practices in trucking. He had no idea about the pre-trip inspection. I was walking him through that. When I made that parallel between, well, it's very similar to what a pilot has to do during his pre-flight inspection. Oh, and you got to do that with big rigs too?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
You take for granted that things just work, and stakes are too high with this much weight and this size.
Yes. All right, what I'm seeing here, I'm happy. There's not I've been here when this whole alleyway's been lined up with trucks trying to process in.
Really?
So I see one or two trucks ahead of us. So we set the brakes, turn the engine off. Every time you stop your truck, you got to think logs and the appropriate duty status, which it automatically puts you on duty, not driving, if you don't do anything when you stop. So, hello, picking up.
Check in right here at the window and I'll tell you when to go.
Okay. Hi there. The 38 number?
Yeah, you got the right number.
But
It's not popping up in our system at all. And that happens from time to time. So what I'm going to recommend, pull forward back here in the back, call your dispatch, just tell them what I told you. They'll get a hold of my dispatch and maybe they forgot to put it on the schedule.
okay, well I need to come back and talk to you after that and just walk back up here? Okay, alrighty, we'll see if we can get to the bottom of this.
Appreciate your help.
Yeah, you're welcome, buddy.
Okay, so, you know, that's highly unusual for this. I don't think I've ever had that happen here, but it happens.
Yeah,
It happens.
especially when you're filming.
But once again, you just have to wrap your head around the philosophy of expect the unexpected.
They were nice though.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, so
Okay, so I'm going to do a backing maneuver here. So I'm watching for any traffic coming up on that side because I'm going to swing out this way.
okay.
I'm checking my spot, making sure everything's clear.
I gotta tell you, that looks like a tight spot.
Could you do it?
No, I couldn't. I know I couldn't actually.
You know, there is the policy about get out and look.
Yeah.
And if I had a trainee, I would tell him, go out there and spot me.
Okay.
So since I have an extra human being with me, it would be...
I'll
just
spot
say-
ya?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want me to stay in sight of you on this mirror here, or
Yeah. Yeah.
stay on this inside then?
Yes, kind of like right over here.
Okay.
There you go, right there. Right there.
Okay.
And mainly make sure I don't go into that Western Express trailer.
Got it. Looking good.
Thank you.
Very impressive. Like a glove.
Okay, so let's make this phone call.
You call a general number or a direct line?
I have a new driver manager, and I don't have his number yet, so.
Okay.
If you know your market manager or driver manager's 3-digit number, please enter it now.
Which some of them have, some of them don't.
Yeah.
You know, and
For customer service, press 1. For recruiting, press 2. For a driver manager, press 3.
So I'll hit
For
3.
driver development.
And this opens it up to whatever driver manager happens to be available at the time. And this particular issue could probably be resolved by any of them, so. Hey Isaac, Alan Reeder here on 102-643. I'm over here at Quaker Oats in Tolleson trying to pick up my load going to Pepsi and Carson. And I gave them this pickup number, but they're saying it's not in their system.
Let me call you back on this phone and also attach the chat to the email. That way you can be on this loop a bit.
Okay, and if I don't hear from you in, say, what, 10 minutes, I'll call you, all right?
All right, man.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Let me go over and just talk to that guard, see if it's updated yet. I mean, I could call right now, but let me go talk to him. Yeah, I called and they said they'd get working on it, but I thought I'd just check with you to see if anything had happened on your end yet. All right, I'll make another phone call. All right, I put my phone on silent so it wouldn't interrupt us, and I got all kinds of messages here. Oh, okay, please call me. I have a new load out of there for you to pick up. Okay, thanks, Chad. Okay.
Ellen.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, I've been trying to get a hold of you. Did you get my text number for you on load information?
Okay.
It's going from Tolleson to Riverside.
Thank you.
And I sent you all the load information over to the Zonar, so you should receive that as well, all right?
Okay, appreciate that. Thank you.
No problem.
All right, bye-bye. Well, darn, we're not going into the crap. But our chances of being home tomorrow night have just increased tremendous.
There you are.
And we'll just double check the trailer number against the paperwork. 80463.
Bingo.
You don't want to be hooking up the wrong trailer.
Is there a trick to this?
Yeah, you kind of have to get that shaft lined up on to get it solid, kind of like that. Let's see if that, there you go. Now, so you can figure out which way it turns to lower. That's probably that way. Give it a good push. Push that thing. Push it. There you go. There you go.
That's it.
You're doing it. You're doing it.
They all this easy?
We'll hook this up to the red airline.
I got it.
Just say when you need some help.
Okay.
You're getting there. You're getting there. That's it. That's it.
How's that?
That's beautiful. Good
Kissing
job.
enough like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then when you start the truck up again so the air compressor's running. Well, the reason it's taking up all the length of the hose is because the tandems are slid clear to the rear. Finally.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Next little bit. Okay, well, thank you so much.
So they changed the load on me.
You too. Bye-bye.
Seals on the back door, right?
Yes.
Check the seal.
Okay. So we do have a heavy load, over 43,000 pounds of product back there. You may go ahead and get a heavy load like this, but find out that you've got to make adjustments to your fifth wheel placement, which can be challenging. So I got the FaceTime going and was talking to my wife, and she called up the 3-year-old little boy, name's Jax. I said to Jax, Jax, are you having a good time with Grandma? And he goes, yes, but I have a better time when I'm with you, Grandpa.
Perfect.
So that warmed my heart. Might have kind of hurt my wife's feelings just a little bit, but talking about the technologies that are available to us as drivers out here that help us keep connected to our families back home.
Boy, has it changed, huh?
Yes. But sometimes as a professional driver, at the end of the day, when I look at how much I made for that day and divide the hours that it took to accomplish that day, sometimes in my opinion, I look at that and think, is that a wage that a so-called professional can command? And it kind of leaves me scratching my head. And sometimes I think drivers are our own worst enemies, when we don't act professional and we don't speak to each other in professional syntax. I mean, I could turn on the CB and, within the next 10 minutes, you'll hear, this barrage of incoherent redneck gibberish is what I refer to it as. And it's like, come on, is that how airline pilots communicate to each other? Is that how, police officers doing their job communicate to each other on their radios? I think that maybe we could up our game in that regard as far as acting like a professional.
So as for things that we can control, I think that treating people as professionals, particularly a professional driver, I think we show that in things like respect and how we deal with drivers. And I hope that, that's how every driver at night feels. And when they don't feel that, I hope they give us a little benefit of the doubt that it's our intentions, what we want to do, and hopefully it's a rare occasion when we don't show respect. But that's, I think, one big way that drivers can be treated as professionals. I think another is, this idea of these cotton candy bonuses where it looks like a lot. There's this, you can make X amount more per mile. Looks like a lot, then you bite into it and there's not much there, like cotton candy. And so one of the things we've done is we put real money on the line that we're willing to pay, and we want to see our professional drivers get it. And because we've aligned it that if you can do those things in fuel and safety and production, if you can do those things, we're going to be able to drop more to the bottom line, and we know we can share it. So because of that, we have an app that tells you, hopefully gives you a pretty good idea where you stand, and that's an attempt to help you get it. The other thing is your driver managers are incentivized. The driver manager doesn't have drivers that are getting the bonus. The driver manager will not get the bonus that they could have received. And so there's this alignment to try and align both the driver and those in the office towards the same goals. And so to me, that's what you do to a professional. That's one of the ways you treat someone as a professional. So within the areas that I feel like we can really control, we try and do our best. I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with the condition of this truck.
When I got onto this and I looked at the odometer and I thought, No, it's in too good a shape, you know.
How many miles do we have on this truck?
422,000.
422,000.
And there's nothing wrong with this truck.
I'm impressed. I think it's a great truck, been well cared for.
Okay, so now we're making our descent into the very north end of the Imperial Valley. So I'll drop a gear and make sure my Jake brake's on and stay off the brakes as much as possible. So something that we need to do prior to getting to the Fontana Yard, maybe you can help me out with this, is I got to fill out one of those little half-form night handbills. Can you do that bouncing down the road here for me?
Absolutely.
It's in my clipboard here. And maybe once we get past banding up here, you can do that. Just kind of open that thing up, and about halfway through that stack of papers there, you'll come across those night handbills. This is what I loved about trainees. That information's there. I
There it is. I found it.
The seal, I can see the seal number. You find that seal number somewhere on that form. I can see it. Why can't you?
Yeah.
Just trying to get them familiar with
I see it as it shakes. I feel like it's
a little blurry.
I feel like I'm drawing on an Etch-a-Sketch while I'm on an amusement ride.
Okay, you got papers.
Okay, we got. Here's handbill. The belt loading.
Yes, I'm loaded. Here's the paperwork. Here's my name. All I can do is mostly straight back in maneuver here.
Good day's work there.
Yeah, that first couple of steps after sitting for a couple
of
hours.
feels good. Well, it's 10 o'clock. We're in the Fontana Yard. I've had a great day. I really enjoyed the time with Alan. Things got off to a little bit of a rocky start at the beginning, picking up the load, but things have gone smooth ever since. And met some great drivers in the lounge here. How's it going? I'm good. I'm Dave Jackson out of the Phoenix office. I'm the president of the company, and so Alan's shown me what life's really like. So we just.
I come so late. All the fun and excitement.
Huh?
All the fun and excitement.
You got it. We hear this is where the party is. So do you get back to El Paso pretty often? Getting out to LA and back, or?
Actually, I like to stay on the road for a whole month.
Do you? And then how long do you go back when you get back? How long do you stay out?
2 or 3 days.
Really? Well, that makes for a good paycheck, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. What was it? Francis. Nice to meet you. I'm out of Phoenix, so I'm totally out of my element here. I'm supposed to be behind a desk, but I'm trying to.
She on the roofer side. So.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, I'm just what
What's his?
I'm just serious.
I'm gonna sleep in the truck. Yeah.
Oh, bro, I'm saying.
I don't have one of these cake local jobs like you do. Boy, Cheeseburger, his smile is absolutely contagious. You can't help but just be happy talking to that guy. And so I'm looking forward to sleeping here. I did not realize that we use crib beds in here. So being 6'4", I'm looking forward to a night in the fetal position. We'll see how I unravel in the morning. So good night. Tell you, the bed worked out great, and I was worried about being too tall, and it was a great night's sleep, and the weather was great. Didn't have to idle the truck, cracked the windows, slept like a baby. So I'm hoping Alan did too. He stayed at a hotel not too far away. Hopefully that worked out well, and so I love the level of camaraderie that I've seen so far. So I'm ready to roll. So I'm gonna go try and get ready before Alan shows up. Looking forward to a good day.
Okay, that beep on my primary braking system apparently have a small leak somewhere, but it's not a fast one. It took, you know, most of the night for it to go down, but it's building back up. But let me just kind of do a quick walk around.
Okay.
Thump the tires, just make sure nothing went flat overnight.
I'll just walk with you.
I have about 20 more minutes before I've accumulated my total 10 hours off. You know, I can use a little PC time to go a couple miles down the road to a nearby restaurant to grab some breakfast if that's what you guys want to do. I think we'll be okay.
You show up too early and they'll
just set me on the street. Yeah, I learned that from being there about 6 months ago. So here's our little cowboy restaurant.
And do they, so it's live unload then?
Yes.
So we won't have to, we'll be able to keep this empty?
Yes, which is good. Because we need an empty, a very clean empty to get our next load back to Phoenix. Okay, here's Pepsi on the left. Turn left at this corner and say, we're here. Okay, I'm just going to park off here to the side and walk up to the gate. Rattle the fence. I hate to pull up there and they say, oh, sorry, you got to park on the street, and then I got to worry about how I'm going to maneuver to park on the street. So that's the exit right there. So do you want to walk over?
I would love to go with you. All right.
So now we just sit and wait and share YouTube videos and Facebook photos. So here's my oldest daughter.
Okay.
Her name's Rachel. Weston, who lives in Denver. This was taken at Mary's Cafe in Flagstaff.
Bella and little 4-year-old Emre. So,
wow.
If they knew I was showing them on their swimsuits on a video, they would probably be very upset.
And we have to clean this out.
They now be able to back a truck like a working broom. So,
okay, we'll get you working the broom.
Yeah, make it feel useful.
I just want to say, the CEO of Night Transportation is sweeping out the back of my trailer. If this doesn't win his respect, nothing will. I am so impressed. He's a good man. Hungry all over again.
Look at that, huh?
All right, there's our customer straight ahead. So let me do my empty call.
Now that we're on the way back, what's that old line from the Blues Brothers where it says, got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes, it's dark out, and we're wearing sunglasses.
We have 5 hours and 51 minutes before we have to take a 30-minute break.
All right.
So that'll get us into Arizona.
Oh yeah.
By a couple hours.
Is this the traffic we have to look forward to for a while, or?
Oh, just for another mile or so. I think once we get up onto the 60 and turn east, we should be okay.
Yeah, good. So let me throw another idea out at you.
Okay.
So, you think for drivers who are mechanically inclined or mechanically motivated, that if we said, okay, when you have a little bit of time while you're being loaded or unloaded, you're at a facility, that you go around and you take a look at trailers, or when you pull up, we tell you what trailers are within that area that are in need of an annual inspection, and we pay you for the inspection because we would pay someone anyway.
Yeah. How would you? What kind of qualification would a driver need to be able to have the authority to do that?
I think for the technician that does it, if memory serves, I think you have to have at least a year of experience of inspecting trailers. And so I think there would be specific training that we would want to do.
you know, for a driver who has that kind of experience, why not?
Make a little extra money. I mean, here's the deal. I'd rather keep the money in the family than pay some third party.
Right.
Is that fair?
Right.
Especially if someone is already there, we can trust them, and they may have a little bit of extra time.
Yes. Of course, it would have to be the right driver, who's enthused and capable and willing. Yeah, I think that would be a great idea for a person like that.
We'll see how the night stock did today. Stock was up 9 cents. Must have got word that
the CEO was with Alan Reeder.
You were on time and ahead of schedule with your picking up your load. I remember when I first started, I used to take fuel phone calls, so if there was a problem with the fuel card, and back then it was a little more cryptic than it is today. And I remember this one time I got a call from the driver. He starts telling me about his day, and he says, yeah, I was driving and I ran over a gator, and it messed up a fuel line and all this. I go, you ran over a gator? And he goes, yeah, and it. When I did, it jumped up and hit the fuel line. I'm like, let me get this straight. Where are you? Are you in Florida? No, I'm in LA. You ran over an alligator in LA. And he's like, yeah, a gator, like a retread in the middle of the road. And then I felt like an idiot, and I didn't acknowledge. I'm like, well, yeah, of course, right, sure, yeah. Well, that's a bummer. One of the things we can do to help with turnover is shorten the distance between in the cab and in the office. And I don't just mean from a respect perspective. I mean, I got to tell you, if we have people that work for us in the office that we don't think respect the drivers, we get wind of that, boy, we address that head on. And if individuals aren't willing to change, then they join the Alumni Association pretty quickly.
Okay, let me ask you this. If there's 3 categories of worker, unskilled, semi-skilled, and skilled, now that you've seen it firsthand, where do you think it would?
Oh, no doubt it's skilled. I mean, anytime you're doing something that a very, very small percentage of the population would be capable of doing, A, and B, you're only able to do it because you've spent considerable amount of time learning, practicing, honing the skill. Hey, that becomes a skill. There's no doubt about it. That it is a skill job.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
No, absolutely.
Driving's very therapeutic. I mean, when I was going through my second divorce, I mean, it was just soothing, emotionally soothing to me to just get out here and drive.
So do you think that's why it works? You got some stress on the front end, and then you have this therapy for 6 or 7 hours.
Absolutely.
And then you go deal with it again.
Yeah.
Right? Is that
yes.
Is that how that works?
Yes. It's like sticking a pacifier in my mouth.
That's pretty funny.
We are on final approach into the Phoenix area, making our delivery to a major grocery warehouse here on the west side of Phoenix. Getting ready to finish up our journey with Dave Jackson. I hope he enjoyed the trip as much as I did. What do you think?
I have very much enjoyed the time, and I think it's very easy to see how getting over the road can be addicting and very enjoyable. I think I would say that I was prepared for it to be even more difficult, and I kind of went in really bracing myself for.
Well, we did have the worst part of the original plan completely cut out of the plan.
I'm not saying it was easy. The second part I realized is there's a lot more work than just the behind the wheel, going from point A to point B.
I like to say there's a whole lot more to being a truck driver than driving the truck.
Yeah, and there's a lot of little pieces that have to go right, and some of those you control, and most of those you don't. And I think it demonstrates the level of patience that's required to be a successful driving associate.
And the term that you taught me to use, I've experienced this. I just didn't have the term that you were using, and that's to manage expectations.
And I learned the hard way about maybe what life on the road might routinely be like, and when you don't manage expectations. And that was, I have 5 kids, 4 daughters, and there was a daddy-daughter camp out that was planned for Friday night, and I didn't look close to see what time we would be done, and we are not going to be unloaded in time for me to take some little girls up camping. And I think that's a valuable lesson of sometimes life on the road. Things, you've got to be flexible, and there's sacrifices. And gosh, how grateful I am for the families of our drivers who without their support, you couldn't do it.
It's so true. I'm so glad that I got a great wife, kids that tolerated the kind of the disappointments, the missed activities that they wish that you had been at. But it makes the ones that you do make that much more sweeter. And we kind of talked about, not just making sure that the time that you do have with family and whatnot, that it's quality. It kind of keeps you motivated to ensure that it's quality time.
Yeah, this has been an outstanding experience for me, and I'm thankful to you, Alan, for. I can tell. I know I slowed you up. I mean, your pre-trip inspection took 3 times as long as it normally does, as you were showing me, and as I don't think I stuck a tire without letting air out of it accidentally. So I appreciate your patience with me.
Yeah, you kind of fumbled around with those glad hands.
Okay, yeah. What you can do with a truck and a trailer safely, a very, very small percentage of human beings can do that. And the patience and the kindness. I mean, one thing I was overwhelmed with was I didn't meet an angry driver anywhere. Not just our company, but everybody we were parked next to. I went out of my way to try and be friendly and hi, and everybody engaged, and everybody was nice. And my heavens, the people we met that worked for Knight, this has been an amazing experience. It's been an eye-opening experience for me, and I've got a page of notes that I'm anxious to go back and share with my team. And
well, it's been a great education for me to see what happens, behind the scenes, the way you've explained the whole business environment and how trucking relates to other businesses, how to weather through recessions, and how to manage your assets accordingly when the ebb and flow of economic success rises and lowers. What an education I got.
Yeah,
and
well,
thank you very much for that.
I'm not going to let you off the hook and come and spend a day with me in the office.
I want to take you up on that.
Yeah, I think it'd be a blast.
I would enjoy that.
I would value your feedback there, so.
We'll do it.
All right, well, let's get this load in safely.